Is everyone on this page on your machine? Is anyone not on this page?
I'm not.
Okay, do you know how to get there?
It's GitHub?
Well, I went to the Posts to Post page on WordPress.org,
Yeah.
and under installation there's a link right to this page.
Documentation.
So I'm going to copy this code right here, verbatim, flip over to my cool plugin that I just made, and paste it in there. Now you could just leave this. It would make a link from post to page. I'm going to change my function name here
We're throwing that code in
in the MU plugin that you made. So I'm just going to change it to be, I'm going to give a good prefix so nobody steps on it. Staff to department. Then down in the add action, I need to change it there also. So now I have a function called staff to department. It gets run on P2P init. Then I'm going to change the name of my connection to staff to department. Go from staff to department. And as long as you didn't mess up any semicolons and apostrophes, it should just work.
You can put multiple connections inside the same one, so you might want to not be as specific if you're going to be adding a bunch more. So you can just call it whatever you want to throw on front of it. So you can call it Topher Connections. And then you're going to put staff, you're going to put departments, you're going to put
That's a good point.
oodles of things in there.
So this function right here is not just for connecting staff to department. It's for making my connections.
Yeah.
So let's call it.
Keep doing it again and again.
Oh.
So you're saying, Peter, that you would duplicate the PHP register connection function?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
It'd be multiples.
Yeah, because you could keep adding multiples into the function.
In terms of that P2P register connection type.
Yeah. So you can do this.
Yeah, exactly. So
So
then
And
you can
do.
and you can do
department staff.
So you don't have to do an initial plugin for everyone.
with department to staff, you can change it and you can add a value so that you say, this is two-way. So you don't have
Yes,
to
I was going to get to that. I'm writing this out as an example. So right inside my connections function, I can have staff to department and department to staff.
Yeah, if there's a word for it that you say, it goes two ways. Let me find it real quick.
Okay.
Reciprocal connection. Reciprocal is true. Yeah, you set the reciprocal value to true. So on that GitHub page, go to the Home tab, and then number 4, reciprocal connections.
There we go. So you just set reciprocal to true. Now you can make connections both directions. Something important to note, this is an array. Each of these things has a comma at the end except the last one. You don't want to do that. Okay, so we're going to do a little debugging. I set mine all up. I went to Tools, I went to Connection Types, and it said there is a connection from staff to department, and it's connected. But when I went to my staff page, there was nothing there. Edit Judy. So, there's nothing there. So I went hunting, and what I found is that my staff content type, I don't know if you can see this, but when you hover over the link at the very bottom, it says post type equals staff. I hover over department, it says post type equals departments. If I go back to my code, I connected staff to department. So I threw in my S, I come back and I reload Judy Bloom.
Connected departments.
And right there it says connected departments. I want to go back and look at my tools. So I noticed something. Staff was capitalized, department was not. Probably because department didn't exist. Aha, see now it exists and it's actually getting the name of that content type. So that's another debugging clue. In the future when you go looking at this and one of these looks like a slug instead of a name, it's probably not finding what it's thinking it's finding. So I'm going to create a connection from Judy and
Departments automatically.
yep, it loads your departments automatically. This can get a little long. The other site that I used this on, it makes a little scroll bar when it gets too long, but there were dozens. And so you can start typing and it will automatically limit your options. So I hit the little plus and now Judy is part of web development. Update. Welcome, Judy, yes. Now if I go into the web development department, because it's reciprocal, it magically knows that Judy's already in there. So you can do this from two directions. You can go into a department and add a bunch of staff, or you could go to a staff person and add them to a bunch of departments. Practically speaking, you're probably going to go to a department and just add all the staff for that department. I have one staff person connected to one department. That's easy. I mean, all we did is add, what was it, 8 lines of code to make this whole thing enabled, and so you can do the UI. But now we need to go to either this page or the staff page and show departments.